10 that are related to our perspective on how therapy helps. So we're not therapists, make that disclaimer. It should be very obvious that we're not therapists.
Yeah.
We're regular people, but I think we have to say that just in case somebody gets this far-fetched idea that they can take what we say and fix their life.
Nope.
Can't. Because our life would have been fixed if that was the case. 10 ways therapy benefits our marriage. Number 1, therapy facilitates conversations that we would otherwise avoid. And boy, if that wasn't evident in
The very
discussion
first
that we
podcast.
that we just referenced. That too. That too. But I mean, what are your thoughts? I know for me, it may be more comfortable, and that may sound odd to some people, or maybe not, but just having that judgment-free neutral third party helped us tap into some conversations like, hey, you know what? I really was thinking about this before, but I never said anything about it.
You sickness and health, riches are broke. Yeah, healthy marriage is dope. Let's work in our dreams, let's heal through our growth. Yeah, healthy marriage is dope.
Hey guys, welcome to Healthy Marriage is Dope, the podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about everything relationships, marriage, family, specifically our relationships, since we're the ones married. I'm one of your hosts, Keisha.
I'm your other host, Derek.
And today, I'm trying to get my energy up for y'all. How about you?
I'm good. Keisha is
I'm struggling myself.
Keisha got her shot earlier this week, and is it
I'm
wearing
fine.
off yet?
Yeah, it's wearing off. It's just I'm still trying to.
Yeah,
I'm moving a little slower than I got things to do, and I just can't get it.
yeah. You about to get on the plane too?
I am,
Like,
and I have not packed.
you got about 6 hours.
Okay. Or
So
done my nails.
6 hours, plenty of time to get it done. So
Shambles.
did you already talk about? Yeah, she already
I
talked
did.
about what the purpose of this podcast is. We normally start with a little chit chat. We're gonna keep that brief tonight because of what we just said. Keisha got somewhere to be. It's gonna be home alone with dad for the kids.
It's
We're gonna
very
have a ball.
exciting. How do you feel about that? Could be a
We're gonna have a
listen.
ball.
You gonna have a ball?
We're gonna have a ball.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be posting. We're gonna be posting everywhere.
I'm gonna need them to post their clothes
be
in their
fun.
rooms.
Mhm.
Post their chores where they're supposed to
Yeah,
be.
y'all can't see what this room actually looks like.
I got backpacks, coats, like they come in the house and peel off stuff, shoes,
Mhm.
jacket, backpack, water bottle,
Mhm.
all up and down. Yeah. Anyway.
For those that have been watching, how y'all like this setup? We got the Christmas tree in the back, trying to give y'all a little bit of the holiday flavor. So
Mhm.
if you're on the audio, just know that there's a video experience as well for your consumption.
Yeah.
What are we talking about tonight? Why do I always say the night? Because we film at night.
It is
Like
at night.
this is a nighttime talk show.
It really
It's
is.
turning into that.
I intended to be finished. Like I thought I was doing something, cooking early, but it really wasn't early.
No, you did.
Shambles, y'all.
You did. We ate
Shambles.
by,
I did Eden's hair. Got her bonnet on, y'all.
we doing good. We doing good.
I'm
And
trying.
we're gonna finish. We're gonna be done by 11:30. I'm not gonna tell y'all what time this is, but we're gonna be done by 11:30 p.m. on the Central.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because yesterday, are we going to share the sequence? We're piggybacking today off of the energy that we had yesterday with our interview and our podcast, which was exceptional, immaculate, all of those good words.
Yeah, we had LMFT, Nicole Ward. She's family now. And you'll have to watch the episode to understand why she's family. But she shared a common characteristic with us in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And you can probably hear kids. And we got a real life.
We got a
I don't
real
know
life.
if I've done a poor job of trying to disguise that, but we got real life going on in the background. So hopefully, as this is a family friendly podcast, you would understand that. And
at least tonight
appreciate
it is.
some of the dynamics. And if it turns out that sound didn't make the audio, don't worry about it. Just know we got kids. So I didn't finish. LMFT Nicole Ward was on last night, and she helped us through some conversations, because y'all know we get on here and we have conversations that we really haven't had before. If you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah.
If you're a loyal listener, we've said that many times, and that's the truth. We don't rehearse these things, so sometimes we don't know where it's going to go, but it's all in the vein of just being transparent, right? We got a healthy marriage is dope. Healthy marriage is not perfect.
Right.
So we're exposing our journey.
Mhm.
But she helped us. She really helped us through some conversations, gave me some perspective. We're going to find another therapist that's going to dig into Keisha's life because I felt, I'm playing.
Sir.
Watch that next week.
Yeah.
Depending on when you're coming into it, if you're watching closer to real time when we drop, I think there's actually going to be a watch party.
Which will be fun. And we'll be live, not visually, I think. It's like live in the chat so we can
we can chat in real time, and maybe we'll have
back and forth.
Maybe we'll be live on like IG, or maybe we'll be live on Facebook.
Yeah, we can be live.
We'll
on
be
Facebook.
live on something while it's premiering on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully if you catch that in time, you'll be able to participate if it works out with your schedule. But we're not going to rehash that conversation because
it was really good and y'all got to watch.
Yeah, we're going to have a related conversation tonight, and the title is 10 Ways Therapy Benefits Our Marriage. And we have notes because we want to stay honest to it.
Right.
We put some thought into this, so we'll be passing the phone back and forth so that we can each take turns.
Look, I'm using technology today, y'all. I did have my notebook, but he side-eyed me.
She had it in a notebook. And if you don't get the reference, it'll make sense in another podcast. So we got 10 that are, there we go, already, grammar. 10 that are related to our perspective on how therapy helps. So we're not therapists, make that disclaimer. It should be very obvious that we're not therapists. We're regular people, but I think we have to say that just in case somebody gets this far-fetched idea that they can take what we say and fix their life.
Nope.
Can't. Because our life would have been fixed if that was the case. So you want to start with number 1?
You can go ahead.
Okay. I'm half blind, y'all. All right. So 10 ways therapy benefits our marriage. Number 1, therapy facilitates conversations that we would otherwise avoid. And boy, if that wasn't evident in
the very
discussion
first
podcast that we just referenced. That too. That too. But I mean, what are your thoughts on? I know for me, it may be more comfortable, and that may sound odd to some people, or maybe not, but just having that judgment-free neutral third party helped us tap into some conversations like, hey, you know what? I really was thinking about this before, but I never said anything about it. Mm-hmm. And it feels safe. One caveat, make sure that the therapist is compatible, right?
Yeah, with both of y'all.
Just pick a therapist. Yeah. Well, maybe your first one is just picking a therapist because that's how, you have to try it. But if it's not working, move on. Mm-hmm. There are therapists that you can connect with that are compatible. But yeah, so, some of those conversations that I wanted to avoid, and that's another thing, is taking ownership of, my contributions or lack of contributions in our relationship. It helped us talk through some of those things and make sense of it and have the aha moment in a very
healthy way.
Controlled
environment.
And let's be clear, our environment doesn't get unstable like that with conversations where it's yelling and it's toxic. I think our problem was just the opposite. We just silenced each other, and then we'll try to let time help us forget that we actually had the issue. So what are your thoughts on
that one? I completely agree. The things that I would say about this are going to be in some of the other ones, so I'll reserve my comments. But I agree with you.
All right.
Number 2, therapy benefits by helping to drive us to a deeper level of consideration for the other's perspective, feelings, and pain. And I really feel like the therapist yesterday did a great job of holding a mirror up instead of, because she could not give us therapy, at the time. But she did, right? We can't. It wasn't. Yeah. But she did a very good job of saying, I see what you guys did here, and this is working, and what was not working. And when you're in something, you can't really see that. And a lot of times you don't want to see your partner's perspective.
Yeah. And I realized that I was very surface level with the way that I saw things early. And we had a very specific conversation about postpartum, which came up a few episodes back.
Yeah.
So all of this should connect in some way, shape, or form, depending on how you listen to it. Even if you listen to it out of order. A couple of episodes back, we had a revelation that I didn't even realize that she had a postpartum issue. And I don't even know if it's gone, right? we never really talked about it until a few weeks ago, and our youngest child is just turned 7.
Yeah.
So the way that I saw things on the surface, I didn't feel the need to ask a question about how she was really feeling, because Keisha puts on this, I don't know if it's military or just
my armor,
how she is. She's probably military, but she puts on this tough exterior. And it's not like standoffish, but it's like, I got it. Like, she puts on this I'm not hurting facade. And I took it at face value when during a pregnancy, so much is changing in the woman that you should know that. Well, if you don't know, guys, ask, right? It's not the how you doing. Can I get you anything? It's a much deeper conversation where I probably would have had way more sympathy, right? Because I can't empathize with being pregnant. But it would have developed differently. And one thing we didn't talk, did you resent me at any point for that? Or not me specifically, I guess just your condition
the experience.
Or experience.
Yeah. Because also in your mind as a woman, you imagine your pregnancy or pregnancies, in my case, going a certain way. And you can't know how your partner is going to be in those situations. Like some things don't come naturally. And if you don't tell them, they're not going to know what to do. So,
and from my perspective, the pregnancies went smooth. And I guess all things considered, they did. Like, there weren't challenges during the birthing process, but everything leading up to that, I was just tuned. I mean, I wasn't tuned out, but again, I didn't read into it. I didn't dig to see if she was actually in need of something. So that's how that was. All right. Number 3 of the top 10, not even the top 10, but the 10 ways therapy benefits our marriage. Number 3, therapy helps put words to feelings we didn't know how to express.
Just like you just said. Kinda.
Well, even more than, for you, but I realized last night I had some feelings that were probably more serious than I gave credit to. And I just tried to ignore them, like within myself, trying to, what's the word I'm looking, trying to distract me from what I was feeling, and never acknowledged it, never sought the counsel or anything like that. I think I said before, I just always felt like I had to figure it out. And kind of looking back, I was in a dark place a few times, and thank God, it never became more serious than how I felt, but some people, especially if you can't catch it early enough. And that was another thing that we got into discussion about. What are some of the signs, and how do you look for it in someone else, and how do you catch yourself when you're going down that dark road? So I had to put some words to some parts of my life and acknowledge it, so that if I feel it coming on again, I can call it what it is, and I can get the right help. And even me saying get help is like a step, because it still feels weak to me, but I'm working through that. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
I'm not calling anybody weak. I'm saying I'm working on me to disassociate a feeling of me being weak with vulnerability.
And that's only because of conditioning of our community. It's considered, or has been, historically, especially for Black men, to seek counsel. What number are we on? 4? Yep, number 4. Number 4. Therapy can reveal character strengths and weaknesses.
So that was like what you were talking about, where she helped us. We were talking about a somewhat negative character trait that we both shared.
Right, because we be petty.
Well, I wasn't going to give it away, but we were talking about being petty.
We've said this before, though. They know.
Okay, yeah. So we were talking about our ability to match petty early on, and we were kind of laughing it off like, ha, 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 we've grown from that. She was like, well, why don't you just replace the petty with something positive? So maybe we match encouraging, or we match support.
Whatever energy that is.
Just flipping it in your mind gives it a different power. So that was a really cool one.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Did you have any other?
Also, us just talking is a strength because that's a weakness in a lot of relationships. And I think that's very important.
Yeah.
That we actually, even if we only get to do it, once a week or whatever it is, at least we're making it a habit to speak more.
It felt good this morning, like because Keisha's going, because she's about to take a trip. I'll have the youngest kids drop off and pick up responsibility. So I normally take the high schoolers, which they go earlier and they get out earlier. Keisha takes the younger kids where you have to walk them to the door, drop them at the door.
Or drive around.
Yeah. So I rode with her this morning to make sure that I know the route and all of that. I'm just seeing what the traffic is like because I don't ever do it. But after that, we went to get, I don't know if you call it going to get breakfast.
But yeah, it was kind of get breakfast.
On the way back home, we took a detour. We went to Jamba Juice. That's my spot. Then we went to Target, which is also my spot. Keisha wanted Starbucks. But I was like, man, that's a cool way to start my day.
Yeah, I wish we could do it more.
If I had all the control of my schedule that I wanted, just to be intentional about moments like that. But
even just walk down the street. Let's do that.
I thought that was
great.
Cool.
Yeah. High five, babe. Because I did too.
Yeah, I'd be growing.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Pause for the cause. There you go.
What, number 5? Mm-hmm. We kind of led into it. Number 5, reshapes our language, flips negative talk into empowering speak. So that was kind of a takeoff of what we took off in the conversation based on number 3.
That one.
Number 4. So I don't think there's anything more on that, but just again, it reshapes our language, flips negative talk into empowering speak. Right. You have full control over that.
Love it. Okay. Number 6. It calls us on our BS. Calls you out.
On our basic stuff. Y'all throw somebody
basic
stuff. Nah, but I mean, insert whatever. You get it, right? It pulls it to the forefront. Like, right. This is what these are your contributions to it, and then you got to own it. These are your contributions to it, and you got to own it. And again, we were great at pointing out the others' deficiencies or contributions to the challenge, whatever it was at whatever time. But when you got a third party that kind of helps you talk through it, and again, finding the right fit of a therapist is very important, because anytime that we've had therapy, and last night wasn't the first one. I mean, we've had it for more extreme things earlier on in our marriage. But if it's conversational, they kind of like lead you to it. And that's one of the things that she said that made a whole lot of sense. She was like, we don't fix people.
Right.
Like we position, we facilitate the conversations that lead you to the right outcome, which I think is more meaningful if it comes from us versus somebody telling us. So there's something I joke around at work. Is like, I have a gift of helping people say what I want them to say and them thinking that it was their idea, because people get attached to, like, it's I guess it's like vanity or
ego.
Yeah. When I came up with this, I just want the result. So if getting the result means you need credit for thinking what I wanted you to think, cool.
Can I also add to the right fit portion? Even if you find a right fit as a couple, also find a right fit individually.
Yeah.
That's important.
I think that's the next step for us, because all of it has been in this context. In therapy, I mean, if I am not equating an unlicensed therapist with somebody that's a great conversationalist, there is an art to it that I respect. You need to be talking to a trusted source, right? And that's not always the person that you usually talk to. Mm-hmm. So be careful about that of, what is it? Kind of self-medicating or self-diagnosing.
I'm bad at that.
With people that you're just comfortable with because you're comfortable with them.
Right.
Like therapy is an uncomfortable process, but it's well worth it. It doesn't have to be painful.
Mm-mm.
And everybody don't need to know your business.
And good therapy makes you want to do the work, I believe.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I think good therapy sometimes leads to more therapy.
Yeah.
Because it feels good to release a part that has been a problem. Whether you know
I can't wait for y'all to see this next week. She said some good stuff.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Where we at? Number 7. Therapy was okay.
Challenges. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Therapy challenges.
You need a new prescription.
Pray to strengthen my my eyesight.
You need a new prescription.
I go once a year at the end of the year to spend up my
You need to tell Eli what you this time.
my savings monies.
Yeah.
Anywho, to say it clearly, of the 10, we're on number 7. Therapy challenges us to grow.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I agree. It does challenge you to grow, and a running theme is it's kind of uncomfortable. It causes you to grow by making you uncomfortable and breaking you out of that space, that box that you put yourself in, which I find freeing and necessary.
Yeah. It's always less daunting than we build it up to be, just like most things. All the drama is in the expectations or the false or real that you create leading up to the process. I'm not saying that the process is not difficult or has tough moments, but like I believe the human element is that we make it more than it has to be. We give it more negative press than it needs leading up to the process. And then once you get in the process, that's the thing. Once you're in the process and it's about doing the work and you've released being concerned about what others think, release whatever you had to embarrassment, whatever you had to unlearn to even get in the process. You kind of just don't care about you kind of tune all that out. It's like, well, I'm here now. So
right. Did you feel like that at first, like early on, like our first therapy experiences?
To a degree, but I was still holding on to immaturity. At some point, like initially I was going because I had to. And I shouldn't say I know. I can imagine other men feel like that. And the good thing is you didn't force me.
Yeah, right. So
about women in the relationship, how do you get a man to go to therapy?
You don't.
You don't. You don't. I mean, if you need to go and do the work and he sees you changing, he has to come to that realization. In my opinion, and again, I'm not the therapist, but Keisha didn't force me to go to therapy. So that's something to consider if that has been the approach, or something that you thought might be a worthwhile approach. For the men that I know and men like me, you can't force me to go.
Right.
So
grown adults here. Grown adults.
Indeed.
All right. Which one are we on? 8. All right. It benefits by showing a level of commitment to the survival of the marriage or relationship. And that is true. I believe that's what it was. Well, not at the beginning, but maybe after a few times or the second.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, all right, if we're going to do it, then might as well do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's part of kind of ties into what I was just saying. Checking the box doesn't save you, doesn't help. Doesn't help heal your marriage. Again, therapy doesn't fix your marriage. But if I was going just because you wanted me to go and that was the extent of it the entire time,
right,
we would have got no results. So just know if you allow, and maybe there are cases where the man wants to go and the woman doesn't want to go.
Right.
Just if they go, if both parties approach it on their own, then I agree that yes, that's a demonstration of commitment, right, that I still want this,
right,
and I want to work through it. But
right,
if you got to go check the box, yeah, that's different.
Just don't do that.
I am never on this podcast saying stay married in spite of any and everything. It's just not my belief. So, I also don't believe that God ordains every marriage that is existing.
Come
right
on,
now.
Jesus.
So if you want to throw all those put asunders and all that, well, if it wasn't ordained, then anyhow. Number 9, bringing this on home.
Do I need to make a bigger baby?
No, you needed to add a word to this one.
Okay, well.
So that's what your fumble was.
Well, I had it written correctly in my notebook.
Your fumble was written. Number 9 of 10. 10 ways therapy benefits our marriage. Number 9 is therapy can help to tip the scale back in the favor of a healthy relationship. And again, that's if both parties are willing.
I think I left the 2 out of there on purpose. It helps tip the scale.
You didn't put the tip in it.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you knew. You read me.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize.
Yeah. Well, since you put that in there, speak on it.
Carry on. It does. Kind of the same thing. If you're showing a commitment, like it matters to you. And so as you're doing the work in these sessions or outside of the sessions or, whatever have you, it is making you by default a healthier person, which makes it a healthier marriage.
Yeah, it's like the icebreaker. If you have a good experience, and it makes you more comfortable with the process, and you want to go back and keep working through it. I definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10. Look at this, y'all. We getting this done in record
time. Ooh, we did breeze right on through. And the final one is in counseling, you're able to get applicable exercises that are tailored specifically for your relationship that you can actually use in real life, which is amazing.
Yeah. And again, it's all about the therapist. If the therapist is just is breaking out a workbook that therapist gives to every couple or anybody that comes in, that's probably not going to be as effective. But when you have one that is an effective listener and a great conversationalist, and they're recalling things that you told them as if they known you for a long time, and it makes you at ease and comfortable, it's easier to accept a recommendation from that kind of a therapist than again, if it's real mechanical, I can't imagine that it would be effective. But maybe that resonates.
It might work with some people.
Yeah. But we're talking about us. Like, I don't. Just give me the workbook. Don't give me you and the workbook and charge me a bunch of money if that's the case. So, but yeah. So that's our 10 ways that therapy benefits our marriage. And I think the next phase for us is to do some individual stuff.
I know I got to work through some stuff. I got to get out of this.
Yeah, and we got family dynamics changing that are only going to add to the responsibilities and the stress that comes with it. So and it's welcomed, but it has to be managed. And I know I got to be more intentional about managing stress, whether it's good stress or bad stress.
Right.
So, any other thoughts on the 10?
No, not on our 10. I'm really, like I said before, really excited about what you guys are going to get from the therapist, because we got so much from her.
And I hope you I really, again, I hope it resonates.
Yeah.
This is one, well, we never really want you to listen or watch just for the sake of watching. Like, this is a mirror to us, and we're hoping that going through this process in front of you encourages you, inspires you, facilitates some healing thoughts for you and your relationship.
I'm interested to know from you guys, if you have been to therapy or counseling, what are some tips and tricks that you were given that may help? Also, if you had a really bad experience going to therapy and it has, changed you completely, and you just don't want to give it a try anymore, I'd like to know that too.
Yep. Let's get both perspectives. So get busy in the comments or catch us on social media at Healthy Marriage is Dope on Instagram and on Facebook.
And the .com, so you can get your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't wear this just to reiterate the message. We wear it because you can buy it.
Because you can wear it too.
If the spirit moves you, head on over to healthymarriageisdope.com, spelled just as it is in the dictionary. Just put all the words together with the .com.
In the dictionary.
And you don't even have to put the www in front no more. That's old school. We won't do that. We won't talk about that.
Telling your age.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys listening. We always appreciate the time investment. Also, we appreciate all those that have supported our clothing line. I really need to do a better job of promoting it. I don't know. I don't like selling. I like people to see things and like them, and then we do the exchange, and then I mail it to you, and then you open it, then you take pictures, and you wear it, and you post, and then you tag us. Like, I like that process, but hey, come buy from me. I gotta get better at that. So, any other housekeeping things that we need to address?
No, if you're viewing this prior to what's next week, December.
This is episode 18. So
Yeah.
18 and 19 would be the sequence. Episode 19 will be with our newest family member, LMFT, Nicole Ward, and we hope to.
Again, so look out for the information on that live / premiere house party situation, and we'll be there.
Is the people that are listening on the audio platform?
Hold on, the people.
I don't think I said that. I don't think I said that.
Roll it back.
And I edit, so I definitely won't. They won't hear that.
Roll it back.
For the people that are listening on the audio platforms, whether you're on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Podbean, all of the things, we're there. We're everywhere. It really is helpful for us if you follow us formally. So click the button, whether it's a plus sign, a check mark. Most of the apps have an option for auto download. So if you follow us and then click that auto download, the episodes will come right to your phone. That helps us out. You don't have to worry about it. Whenever you're ready to listen, they're already on your phone. If you get on the plane or you're somewhere where you don't have good reception, you'll have us. We're always there for you. So that's really helpful, seriously, because we're trying to make a run to get ranked in this space of parenting. And marriage. I know we can do it if we stay true to the process and stay authentic. So we appreciate you guys helping us with that. Family on YouTube, man, we got to work on y'all because these views. Let's get these views, people. Let's get the subscriptions, the match, and the commentary all throughout the video. All of that helps us demonstrate that we have a community. So YouTube sees that and says, hey, other people might want to see this. Let's not suppress it any longer. Dismounting my soapbox. Is that it?
This one. Ta-da!
Is that
Dismount. No, I'm good.
Okay. We appreciate you guys. God bless you. Peace.
I got it in this time.
It's not going to be in there.
I'm talking true happiness, like sitting in grass fields watching sunsets. You on my arms, yeah, you by my side. Do you remember your vows, the warmth and the truth in your smile? That's what I live for. Love gave us a voice. We made it through storms.
The Healthy Marriage is Dope podcast is produced by D. John's Live Studios. All rights reserved.
To my writer's block, my commitment to you means more than my right to stop. So when bad thoughts tap my mind, I'ma just fight them off. Let God get his praise, this art that we make. Soulmates with silhouettes in the shade. He painted our features with colors, more than a photograph in a frame. Let's fly to the sun, yeah, let's go through the flames. Hey yo, you sickness and health, riches and broke. Yeah, healthy marriage is dope. Let's work in our dreams, let's heal through our growth.